I'm Chris Gustafson, the teacher librarian at Whitman Middle School in Seattle, and I've been thinking about ways to help students learn more from formative assessment. At a recent training, I was reminded of the building blocks of formative assessment, based on the work of Rick Stiggins and Rebecca and Rick Dufour. What is the purpose of the assessment? What are the learning targets? What type of assessment should be used? What will happen with the results of the assessment? And how can students be involved in the assessment? Where do the Common Core state standards fit in this process? Each learning target needs a tight connection to a particular standard. Students learn most from formative assessment when they participate in tracking their own progress toward a learning target. They're more likely to improve if they help create their own assessment tools and participate in assessing their work and the work of others. Here are some ways I see pieces of this work at my school. To meet speaking and listening standards, 8th graders were observed during a meeting of their book club. Students selected high-interest titles at a variety of reading levels. Their teacher created a rubric for their book club discussion. I observed and took notes during the discussion. Afterward, I shared my notes with the group as wows and wonders, telling them what they did well and what I hope to see them adding to their discussion skills at the next book club meeting. Our 8th grade team decided not to require a school planner for each student. So at the start of the year, my 8th grade advisory group made a plan for organizing their work. A month into school, I met with each student. I showed them their plan and their current grades in the online gradebook. They wrote a reflection on how their plan was working and any changes they needed to make. Here is one student's reflection. During Discover You Week in October, my advisory students created a roadmap of their education, starting with kindergarten and ending with their hopes for post-high school training and jobs. They used this Likert scale to check the quality of their work as they created their roadmaps. Moving from a 5 to a 3-minute passing period has been controversial for our students. How successful have they been at getting to class on time? This quick check provided some formative data. Some 6th grade students were choosing a book for guided reading in their IEP classroom. What were they looking for in a book? They dictated this Likert scale. Then I book-talked 2 titles, and the students used the assessment they had created to evaluate both books. They voted to read Kinda Like Brothers together. 7th grade teachers made a student-facing rubric to provide formative assessment for students working on meeting and exceeding 7th grade reading goals. Formative assessment. It's the powerful tool that moves students toward meeting standards.